Hey everybody, how you doing? Just had to make this video. I saw some really exciting news about new tax reform, I guess you can call it. President Trump is making a new law that will not allow illegal immigrants to get a tax return. Yeah, you heard me right. So I've been talking about this for about 20 years. I've been an entrepreneur. I've run many different businesses. I owned an insurance agency with Farmers Insurance for about 5 years. Owned an antique store in California. Um, I sell collectibles online. I have an eBay store, and I've had to pay taxes the entire time my whole life since I started working when I was 15 years old. And when I was doing these storage units, I'd still buy storage units and sell the items. When I was in Fresno, I'd go to buy a storage unit, and I would talk to everybody, and some of the people were legal, and some of the people were illegal. And when I was bidding on these storage units, I would be bidding against people that were illegal immigrants, and they were getting free money, basically. They were getting not having to pay taxes, getting a return, getting free medical, getting all kinds of things that I wasn't. And I'm a veteran. I was actually, at the time when I was working for the Air National Guard, the Guard was not even giving us medical benefits. If you weren't full-time active duty, you didn't receive medical benefits. I broke my leg. I had to pay about $20,000 to get my leg fixed. And it just didn't seem right to me. It didn't feel right. Like, why am I a legal citizen serving in the military, and I have to struggle so much? I don't get really anything. You know, the GI Bill sucked. You hardly get any money for school from the GI Bill. You have to pay your taxes or you go to prison. You just don't really get many benefits. And then you see these people that don't, that came here illegally. And they're not playing the same game as you. It's completely unlevel playing field. And it's just not right, no matter what ethnicity they are, no matter if they're from Canada or a European country or Mexico, if they're an illegal immigrant and they come here and they're getting all of these benefits and a tax return when they don't even pay taxes. Imagine somebody getting a $20,000 tax return because they have a bunch of different kids, and you get nothing. You have to pay. It's not fair at all. And you're struggling while they are enjoying life and driving around their Raptor, their jet skis to the lake, taking days off, going on vacations, going back and forth to see their family in other countries and stuff like that, sending money home. And you're constantly working. You haven't had a day off in years because you have to keep up with your payments, or else you go to prison, or you can't pay your rent, your anything. And in the process of all this, now I've gone through some other things other than just what I'm talking about. If you watch my channel at all, I've been targeted for I don't know how long, and they attack your finances and everything. So it's been all encompassing. It's been a nonstop battle for a very long time for me. So I owned a house in California. In this whole process, I've lost my home. I had a couple nice vehicles, had a nice Toyota 4Runner, had to sell that, be able to pay my bills, make it through court. Spent $50,000 on attorneys, court fees, but it's a long story. Just watch some of my older videos if you don't already know my story. But thank you, Donald Trump. I love you, man. You're what we've been waiting for so long. The people that have been just completely violated, like myself, and we've put our heart and soul in everything we have. into just surviving, into making it through life, and being treated unfairly. You know, we don't just want things handed to us. We just want to be treated fairly. And it's been such a long, hard road. You know, it looks like we're finally getting there. Finally getting there where veterans are being treated better. The military is not being destroyed anymore. It looks like people will have a fair shot in business now. And it's just so nice to see. I just hope it's not too late for me, because I've suffered so much damage going through all this. I hope that I can be able to recover, be able to pay my taxes. I'm a little bit behind, not because I don't want to, but because I've had to pay my rent, pay my lights, feed my kids. And there's hope, but man, this is such good news. Uh, and again, I'm a white guy. I'm getting to the point where I'm almost an old white guy. People seem to hate old white guys for some reason. They think that we just have everything handed to us on a silver platter, and that is not the case at all. I've worked hard my entire life. My I started working when I was in, what was my first job? My first job was with my uncle when I was in fifth grade. I would get up at 4 o'clock every morning and go gardening with him. Get paid $20 a day. And after that, I worked at a Christmas tree lot and a pumpkin patch. And then my first official real job was at Wendy's when I was 15 and a half years old, immediately when I could start working. And I've been working ever since. Spent 15 years in the military, 5 years active duty, 10 years in the Guard. During that 10 years in the Guard, I ran a farmer's insurance agency for 5 years, had thousands of policies in force. I just could never get ahead. Could never get ahead. I've tried to open different businesses. I have opened different businesses, ran those, and just got run into the ground so many times. And I've tried so hard for so long, and it looks like there might be some hope for the future here. So, but yeah, this gives people the opportunity to call me racist. They say, "Oh, you don't like Mexicans. This is all about racism." It has absolutely nothing to do with that at all. The person I loved most in my life is a Latina woman. I was with her for 9 years. Then after that ended, the first person I dated after a while, after she was gone, was a Latina woman. The most recent woman that I dated was a Latina woman. I grew up in Fresno, California. My friends were white, Mexican, black, Asian. It was all encompassing, everybody. We were all different ethnicities. But yet people want to call me racist because I want to be able to play on a level playing field with everyone else and not be worked over like this, like I have been for so long. And it's just so nice to see this new law, to see that our systems that have been weaponized against American citizens for so long are finally changing to where they're going to actually benefit American citizens. Um, our economy is getting better and better. Corrupt politicians, CEOs, corrupt cops are being arrested, being imprisoned, being put out there in the media, not the mainstream media yet, a little bit, but the people that are responsible for these ridiculous weaponized systems we've been living through for so long are going down. They're going to have to pay the price. Karma is coming around. It's coming full circle. The snake is eating its tail, basically. And it's really nice to see, and I really, really hope to see these indictments that are on pacer.gov get served really soon. And there is a mass exodus of all of these corrupt, I don't even know what to call them, just criminals, tyrants that we've been dealing with for so long. And we'll get our freedom back and be able to possibly enjoy life a little bit. So thank you again, President Trump. I back you 100%. Well, I shouldn't say 100%. There's a couple things that you've done that I'm kind of like going, red flag law. But I don't want to get into that. Nobody's perfect, and sometimes you have to do some things that appease other people to get to your final goal. And President Trump is the greatest president that we've ever had in the United States. He's done more good for this country and the people that live here, the citizens of all ethnicities, legal citizens, all ethnicities. He's done more good for us than anyone ever. John F. Kennedy would be proud of him. Abraham Lincoln would be proud of him. Thank you. Thank you, sir.